Hey, everybody, I want to welcome you all to the Discovering Your Destiny podcast, where we will be embarking on a transformative journey, discovering your destiny and unlocking the secrets to living a purpose filled life. I'm your host, Athena Renee, and I am so grateful and thrilled to embark on this incredible journey with each and every one of you. Today, today is our foundational podcast, our foundational episode where I will be giving you more information about what you can expect from this podcast. I'm so excited and grateful that you are here. In each episode, we will be exploring the secrets to discovering your destiny and how it can lead to profits, peace, and fulfillment. Okay, so let's dive in. Now, as I stated, today is all about the foundational episode. I have so many great topics that we will be discussing to help you discover your destiny. So, today I just want to come in and lay some groundwork down so that you'll know when we'll be coming on and to give you more details about what you can expect. First and foremost, I have been in the entrepreneur space for over 10 years. At the height of COVID 19, I was able to scale my business to six figures. I had five employees. I started off in the e-com space, okay, and I was selling surveillance equipment. And that was pretty a good experience for me. I did not start off in a business environment. I am a representation of the blue collar environment. My whole family is blue collar. My father's from the military. And so I had a good combination of seeing what a good work ethic and consistency looks like. However, when I first got into the workforce, I would say around 2002, I was laid off. Okay, I had a union job at a pharmaceutical company. It was a super good job. Okay, I was young, super young then, and I was making over $50,000 at that time. So that just kind of lets you give you a place of where I was making that money at that time. And I learned so many different things at that time in my life. And I was able to get these opportunities really out of pure work and ethics. Okay. Um, I decided to get into entrepreneurship after being laid off and really seeing how you could truly be one of the best employees at the job. And if it is the best business call for the job or for a client, they will let you go. They will lay you off. They will fire you. Okay. It's so deep that one thing I never forget is how Steve Jobs was fired from the company he founded. Okay. Um, that is something that I always keep in the back of my mind. So if anything happens under that, I should be able to manage it because we've seen how he bounced back. Okay. So, but after experiencing that and even seeing it on a visual, first off, seeing how people had dedicated over 30 years to a job and they were laid off or fired, and it was nothing that was on a violent level. Um, and just seeing how it really changes people's lives. I don't like to say ruin, but it definitely changes the trajectory of a person's life, right? When you've been working at a job for so long and now you're laid off, you're back in the work field. And it's almost guaranteed that you will not find another job right away that's going to pay you the money that you're making. That's the part that makes it so painful. Well, anyway, so after experiencing that, I continued to build my career in supply chain, logistics, and management. And I decided I was going to launch me a business in 2010. 2010, that's when I started with the surveillance equipment, and I chose that particular niche because number one, I've always been a fan of James Bond, and just after looking at the numbers and the data, security is always going to be one of the top sectors of business, hands down. Okay. So I got into that and it was really a great experience. I targeted the universities because it was just so much crime on these schools' campuses. It's really sad, even still until today, right? But what I decided to do after doing that for several years, I saw how dealing with physical products could also be a whole different, um, it could just be a whole completely different piece in its own, right? Because you could make a certain amount of money, but when you calculate up how many returns you had and how many times you had to not just reship something, send them the postage to get the product back, you end up, hopefully you broke even for the year, or you probably didn't even make as much as you spent, right? So once I discovered that, I have a passion for certain products. So next I went into the beauty industry, because I did go to cosmetology. Um, and so I went into that industry because I said, you know what? I know this industry is going to definitely, people are always going to want to look good, right? Regardless. So I went into that industry. And it was all about consulting. This was around the time when people start transitioning to getting a website. And I was in the beauty industry. But you know, something that I realized was that even though people see change on the horizon, they still resist it. They still resist it. And we're going to take a look at the time when I was right before COVID-19 hit. I was seeking to partner with the number one cosmetology franchise in America, right? All for consulting and having a program in the schools that help them go from traditional to digital, right? And we're gonna go into that more. But again, like I said, I just started to really discover how a lot of companies in general and just people in general, because a company is just ran by people. So you know, sometimes we look at these huge companies and we're like, oh, it's intimidating. But when you think about it on a level, this is somebody's dream that just expanded so big, right? And so when you start to understand that, you know, it brings it down to size, right? Because at the end of the day, how you're dealing with, even if you're dealing with a large corporation in business or working there, everybody has a department, right? Everybody has a department, and there's always somebody else in charge, unless your name is on the building, right? If your name is not on the building, it's not yours. So, with that being said, I decided that I wanted to be an asset to people that I truly love working with, and that was the middle class people, working class people, right? And it's not even about being middle class because it's really not about class. It's about working class people. What do I mean by working class people? Working class people are people that know how to work with what they have, and they're proud on how they go to work every day and earn a living for themselves and for their family. You're trying to do something, you deserve more, but you are happy, you are faithful to the things that you have, right? You come to work on a consistent basis, you have a great attitude, you're a pleasure to work with. Obviously, everybody has their bad days, everybody has their horrible days, right? But you come to work every day, you make working with you a good thing, but not only that, you help achieve the company goals and make everybody's lives better. And it was you who I really started to think about during when I started to transition in business as far as who I wanted to truly help um, discover their destiny and walk into their purpose. Because up until that point, I was doing everything on the analytical side and the numbers to see what sectors I should go into business. And I was doing a little bit of passion as well. Okay. I'm a serial entrepreneur. But when I take a look, when I take a step back and look at everything that I've done over the years, it always came back to me being passionate about helping people discover their destiny, making their dreams come true, whether that be starting a business, a nonprofit, or leveling up their career in leadership. Okay, and on this podcast, I'm just going to be sharing with you all of my experiences that allowed me to go from a blue collar working class person to being able to scale a business from scratch, all the way to six figures. And here's the thing, it's not even about the amount, like the six figures, that made me so proud, even though I'll be honest with you, it was definitely I'll say it was a reality check on what having more than enough money could really do for your life, right? And don't get me wrong, guys, it also showed me that sometimes the money that we say we want in the world that we're living in today, we could use so much more. And this confirmed that most people are not greedy. Most people just want enough to be comfortable, take some trips. They don't want to worry about everyday essentials. They don't want to worry about everyday things. They just want to enjoy life. And I truly believe and I know that it's obtainable. So when I took a step back and looked at my life over the time of being in business, I said, you know what? You were most happy. You felt most fulfilled helping other people. And so for the last 7 years or so, I have been helping countless individuals discover their destiny, start a business, level up their career. I helped one young lady start a nonprofit organization, and she now has over 15,000 members in her group. I've helped multiple businesses. I work with the Housewives franchise. I've worked with one of the top three designers in Atlanta. I've worked with a luxury home builder that only build 5,000 square feet homes and above. Okay. I've been exposed to people making $1 million deals. I'm not talking about banks. I'm talking about transferring it to the bank, not loans. Okay, so I've really been exposed to some great things, and I have so much information to share with you that I know will be beneficial to your life, but not only that, that will help expedite the process of helping you go from A to Z. Okay, so today we're going to unravel some mysteries behind destiny and purpose and how they are intertwined with success. Okay, so here's what I want you to know about this show before I go further. There's a lot of shows out there that um, they talk about business, entrepreneurship, self development, professional development, right? But what I want you to understand that the difference in this show is we really go deep into giving you a sense of who you are, because there will never be another person on earth like you. So we really go deep into the sense of who you are supposed to be. We like to explore numerology, and there's different systems and things like that. But just to give you a sense to identify who you are, and I'm talking about to do your work, your calling on earth. This show is dedicated to the people that have been the underdog their whole life, and people that had considered themselves the black sheep of the family, the black sheep of your neighborhood. Um, Anybody that have really felt that throughout their life, no matter what they do, they have just not been able to fit in, but because of their sheer perseverance, they continue to press on. So, on this podcast, we're going to be talking about a lot of things from that particular perspective. Okay. So, why the underdog? Why the black sheep? And I'll be using those words interchangeably. Well, here is something that I discovered about the underdogs. Here is something that I discovered about the black sheep. You can take those particular things about yourself, well, not even just about yourself. If you take a look at the underdog and the black sheep, it surpasses any type of racism, prejudice thing that a person can even go through. Why? Because you can be the black sheep of the family and you surrounded by people who you come from. You're related to. You look like these people, right? You can be the underdog in a neighborhood and everybody's poor. Now, how in the hell are you the underdog when everybody is poor? You can be the underdog around all of your people if they're wealthy and rich. You got all the money, you and your family. Everybody else do too. Everybody cool, but for some odd reason, you just don't fit in. But here's another one. You don't even have to be born into it. Most of the time, you're born into it. You recognize it very young. But guess what? Life is so interesting that you could go through something and all of a sudden you start to question life again. Like, whoa, what is this really about? Like for an example, at the end of 2022, I experienced 3 back-to-back deaths. And when I tell you, if that was not a wake-up call and a reality check about having an expiration date and whatever you're gonna do it, because no one knows their date and time. No one knows. So why not discover your destiny? You know, some people say, why not? Some people find every excuse, but why not? Right? So today, I just wanted to, as I stated, I wanted to give you some background information on myself and then just talk a little bit more about destiny because I really want you to get back into that state of mind where you're like, you know what? Look at the world that we're living in. Anything is possible right now. People just make up stuff and want to believe it for no reason. People want to identify as anything because they feel like it. So why can't you identify and find or discover what your destiny is and pursue it? Right? There's no time like the present to pursue a better you. Okay? So as I was saying, I've helped countless individuals find their true calling and transform their lives, especially if you consider yourself a black sheep. So what is destiny? Destiny is not a predetermined path, right? Or it's not written in stone. It's an evolving journey. It's an evolving journey that eventually leads you to your life purpose. Okay? So I feel like destiny and destination, right? And I know destination sounds like that's the ending point, right? But the destiny represents the journey, okay? It represents the journey to finally get to that destination, right? And then your life purpose. What's your life purpose? Think of your life purpose as your life point. What is the point of me being here? What is the purpose of me being here? So if that is the one of the main foundational pieces about destiny, the prerequisite to that is to say, you know, you have to be special and born for a reason. right? You have to recognize that. You have to recognize that and identify that. And I truly believe that our perception of life, it creates the experiences that we have, right? And the reason why I say that is because let's take for an example Harriet Tubman. Okay, Harriet Tubman is one of my favorite people from Black history, right? I truly love her. You know why? Because Harriet Tubman is a prime example of how you can take a belief and assign yourself or believe that you have a higher calling in life and literally live a life regardless of exterior circumstances. Listen, it's like her life was a miracle. So let me just tell you a little bit about her and then we'll move on. You already know she was born a slave. She couldn't read, she couldn't write. So you already know she didn't know how to know directions. You know the lady didn't know how to read a map. But because she believed that she was destined to free people and have a whole nother mission, she ran away from home, y'all. And just believed she was followed like the sun. She had different, it was signs that helped her along the way because she believed it before she conceived it. And then she went on ahead and walked it out. And do you know that woman ended up being a nurse in the Union Army and a spy? Man, come on, y'all. That's almost like a daggone Marvel comic. For real. That's some hardcore stuff, y'all. That's some hardcore stuff. That lady left Maryland, which was a slave state, walked to Philadelphia, as well as I believe Canada. But wait a minute, y'all. Even if she didn't go to Canada, the lady walked to Philadelphia and went back multiple times. Come on, y'all. If Harry can do it, but guess what, y'all? I ain't even tell you about after she got past all of that. Do you guys know? Do you, ladies and gentlemen, know that Harriet Tubman died owning 9 acres of land and a hospital for older people? Come on, y'all. If Harriet Tubman did all of that on a belief that she was born for a reason and a higher calling, what makes you so different? What makes you less of a person? Think about Harriet Tubman, though. Think, and I want you to think about Harriet Tubman, not only in the time that she lived in, not only in the sense of all of that stuff that was going on, and she was a black woman and all that, but think about even beauty standards, because some people feel like they don't have the right look. Think about beauty standards back in those days, guys, ladies. This is another reason why. Don't get me wrong, sex will always sell, but you don't have to sell yourself to make your dreams come true. I'm a firm believer in that. You do not have to sell yourself and you don't have to sell your dignity. We're definitely going to talk more about that because when I worked for when I was freelancing for the celebrity brands, listen, I seen many people sell their dignity just to be associated with celebrities. Well, anyways, so now that you know destiny is the path, right? It's not predetermined. Why is it not predetermined? Because we're humans and you have the options to make different calls and choices. You have free will. But here's the deal. When you understand that you was born for a reason, it will all line up for you no matter what. Right? It will still come to pass. The thing is, you have to have it in your mind. I know I'm born for something bigger. Now, if you don't even have it in your mind and you going towards another direction, your mind is so strong and powerful that it's going to take you to where you want to go. This is why the mind transformation is first. The mindset shift. See, when I go into clients' environments or when I'm working around people and it's Monday and Tuesday and they're like, why are you so happy? What the heck is wrong with you, right? But when you understand, a lot of people didn't wake up. Some of them didn't eat meat. Some of them did. Some of them worked out. Some of them did not. Right? When you understand that, you know what? I got a new day. Another day to get it right. Another day to make it better. So you damn right I'm going to be excited about the day. Right? Obviously, guys, we all have ups and downs. We all have ups and downs. But you have to think about there's people that's had it way worse. And they still going. They keep going, right? I truly believe that when you recognize that you've been born for a particular reason, it is the duty of just the evil forces of the world to come and stop you from getting on your mission. Now, I know that's kind of going deep off into another end, and we're not going to get into that. And here's the deal: everybody is welcome here, unless you're negative and trying to bring people down, scram, right? But I'm always open to listening to different perspectives. I am a Christian, right? I am a follower of Jesus Christ. Why? Because I've almost been killed multiple times, and that was the only name I called on, and I'm still here. I've also had people in my family have miracles where literally they were healed and able to avoid being amputated. And the only thing they did was meditate on the Word of God day in and day out. So that's my belief, right? But guess what? You may have your own ideology. But at the end of the day, what I need you to understand is, regardless of what you believe, my concern is, are you using your human forces for good, or are you using your human forces for bad? Right? How are you using your human forces? And here's the deal: if you're using them for the good, you're welcome here. You are welcome here. We have enough people trying to destroy and bring people down, right? It don't even matter what your religious background is. I've met people that's atheists, and they're living a good lifestyle. They're living a decent lifestyle. I will still tell them about Jesus, right? I don't mind. You don't have to accept it though. That was one thing that a lot of times people get turned off about religion. But the thing about Jesus, or Yahshua, or Yahweh, because I know, we're all woke nowadays, even though people still act like zombies. But I want you to understand that he would never force you. See, real love don't force. So that right there lets you know, when those religious heretics back in the day was doing all that crap they was doing, that was man. That was man made. Come on, you guys know that, right? So anyway, um, but I want you to understand that destiny is all about recognizing your passions, your talents, your values, and your experiences. And once you recognize all of those things, you realize, man, this is a part of my journey. This is a part of me discovering my destiny, right? The route that I'm taking to get to my life purpose. The thing is, you have to recognize those things, then accept them. That way, everything that you do, every move you make will be an inspired move that will continue to align your life with things that are true to your authentic self. All right. What do I mean by authentic self? Because guys, we put on sometimes. Sometimes it's just the nature of human. It's human nature to want to fit in. I didn't get the science behind it, but I know it's out there. I just was listening to Robert Greene talk about it. But it is human nature. We want to fit in and stuff like that. But it's not until you realize who you truly are that you realize, what, sometimes you have to go on a journey alone, to discover who you truly are. Then now you can come out and be ready to be more effective in the world and in the workplace, right? Because when you are true to who you are, you don't let other people steer your belief systems. And if they're not comfortable in their skin, that's their problem. Because here's the deal: if you're not comfortable in your skin doing what you're doing, that's a indicator that you're not doing something right. This is why when I see a lot of these different groups that want to identify as different things, when you become violent towards people, that simply says, for human for mankind to continue to thrive, it has to be an X chromosome and a Y chromosome, right? And what you're doing is science, really. And guess what? That's okay, because it's your body. That's free will. But when you get mad when someone don't validate what you validate, that's an indicator that you already know you're not being true to your authentic self. Okay. Um, so uncovering and discovering your destiny also involves self-reflection, right? It revolves around, or it involves acknowledging your dreams, your fears, being able to have correction, and taking bold strategic steps towards the purpose driven life. Okay. And you know what? Here's a crazy thing. It sounds like a lot, but to be honest with you, it's really the life that you've been living every day. Every day that you go, everything that you've been through, every single step, everything that you've been through, and you're still here, you're still going. All of those things make up your true, authentic self, and they continue to guide you in certain directions. You have to be able to trust yourself, right? You have to start trusting yourself, trusting the journey, because the journey is the process that's going to refine you. And when you start to trust yourself in the process, it's going to guide you, right? It's going to guide you to your purpose. You'll start to feel your intuition. What is intuition? What are you in tune with? You'll start to navigate and feel your heart and soul pulling towards certain things, people, and places. Okay. Some people say, "Oh man, I know I shouldn't have went there. Oh man, I really should have went and this and that." And I was really feeling it. You ever talk to people like, and it seems like you've been knowing them for a long time because you're in tune with them. Okay, that's what intuition. And we're going to talk about developing it more because we were all born with one, just like your destiny. Did you know that everybody had a destiny? Why? Because it's your birthright. It was assigned to you at birth. This is what I truly love about discovering your destiny. I could talk about it all day, all night long. We could have a slumber party about it. Like seriously, right? I just love it. You know why? Because it's the competition killer. What do I mean by that? You ever meet these people that always want to compete with everything? Everything they gotta compete. I mean, I've had people that come from a way better environment. They had a way better setup than me, but they continue to want to compete, right? But when you understand that you have a destiny, can't nothing another human being do stop the destiny or compete with it or copy it. They could try to duplicate it. They could try to copy all they want, but it will never be you. You know why? Because your brand is you being your authentic self. And nobody can ever be you. They could dress like you. They could even get on a microphone and try to sound like you. But when you start speaking from a place of authenticity, how you say it? I said authenticity. But when you start to speak from a place of truth, right? Being true to who you are, can't nobody copy it. That's why I love it, right? And then you start to identify those people. Now, don't get me wrong. You can learn something from everybody. And in fact, there's actually three levels of competitors, right? But it's on a level of competing to get better, not on a level to make me feel lower than someone else. Okay. So understand that because healthy competition makes you better, right? Because if you want to be a champion, you got to go against people or practice with people that are above you. You can't practice with somebody under you and think you're going to go up. So that's healthy competition. That's also could be coaching, but it's still like a healthy competition, right? But when it's a self-esteem issue type of confidence, they want you to feel less than, right? This is why people sometimes don't support you. They won't buy your stuff. They'll discredit you. They'll act like, who do you think you are? Because they have low self-esteem. See, I didn't realize it because I used to look up to a lot of people like they had their stuff together. They owned homes, they were married, they had great credit, house clean, trips, multiple cars, two dogs, two kids. I mean, they had the Fortune 100 job. And guys, they were so hateful towards other people whom they felt threatened by, right? And you all feel energy around certain people. We don't have to get into the deep schematics of it. You know how it is when you know what you feel when somebody's trying to compete with you or they're throwing shade as they say, right? They want you to feel some type of way. Or how about some of them, they want to invite you to certain things. You know why? Because they feel threatened by you. They don't want you around, right? That is how you know they have self-esteem issues, not you. So Once you claim your destiny and you know that it's your birthright, it'll start to navigate you towards people and support systems and friends and customers and places that you belong. You fit right in. And here's the deal, you fit, but you still unique. It's a place where you can be you, but you guys still have something in common. You're lifting people up, you're lifting each other up. That's what I love about people that truly discover their destiny. You could be in a room with 100 different nonprofit organizations. The only thing that you guys have back is that you have dedicated your life to service and helping other people. Right. And really, we do it in for profit and nonprofit. But you understand what I'm saying. Nonprofit is more about philanthropy efforts. Right. And so that's all you guys have in common. But everybody else, I mean, everything else, it could be 10 child hunger. It could be 10 child hunger nonprofit organizations in the same room. Guess what? Each individual person have a different story. All of y'all could have even been on the streets, but you still have a different spin to it because nobody's story is the same. So when you claim it, then you're going to take steps to start to discover it, and it's going to lead you to that life of profits, peace. Oh, I love that peaceful part, y'all. That peace of mind. Think about all the stuff you see on the news today. Man, a peace of mind is so priceless. I was thinking about it the other day because a lot of times people think likes on the internet, likes on Facebook equals peace. And it doesn't, right? So peace is priceless and I love it so much. And last but not least, fulfillment. This right here is a wealth indicator that nobody talks about. Fulfillment. What does that mean? You don't feel like a robot just day in, day out at a job or in a business. You truly feel like you're making a difference. You feel like, you know what? If I didn't do this anymore, I know I've been impactful. I know that I gave it my best shot. You feel good about it. You feel full. Like when I do volunteering, I call it my soul food. Why? Because I've been so blessed to live a good life. And when I go do that, it's my soul food. That's how I get fulfillment. I love material things. We could talk about jewelry, cars. I love all the stuff that you see a lot of people have. I'll be honest with you, right? I know everybody don't like that, right? But I like four-wheelers. I like the log cabins, those ones that cost like over almost $1 million. I love that stuff, right? That all costs money. That's materialistic. But the feeling that I get when I'm helping people, that's the fulfillment of it. That's the thing that leads me to the peace and the satisfaction of life. Okay. And that's what we're going to be embarking on, a journey for you to discover your destiny so you can have all of those things that come along with it. Okay. Well, until next time, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this transformative episode. And if you enjoyed it, please share something in the comment section, okay? Don't forget to share it and consider subscribing. Now, check this out before you click off, before I forget, just for hanging out with me today on this episode, I have a free gift for you. It is in the description box or in the about section, but it is a free done for you social media pack with over 200 social done for you social media templates. You will have access to a free editor where you can edit it all for free. And this will help you in your mission and your journey to get out there with your message. I'm talking about everything that you need for social media. You will find it in this package to help you discover your destiny. Okay? Well, I want to thank you so much. I'm signing off. Take care.